Today's Singapore is a modern, wealthy, and extremely safe city-state. But this small island has not always been an independent country. Let's briefly look at how Singapore separated from Malaysia. Once, Singapore was part of the British Empire. In 1963, Singapore, Malaya, Sabah, and Sarawak came together to form the Federation of Malaysia. The goal was to build a stronger and more stable state together after independence. However, this union did not last long. Serious problems soon appeared. In Singapore, the majority of the population were Chinese, while in the main part of Malaysia, Malays were the majority. Deep disagreements arose over economic policy, taxes, and ethnic issues. In 1964, ethnic riots broke out in Singapore and the situation became even more tense. Against this background of tension, the Malaysian leadership concluded that it was not possible for Singapore to remain in the Federation. As a result, on 9th August 1965, Singapore officially separated from Malaysia and was declared an independent state. This separation was both a great risk and a great opportunity for Singapore. Few resources, small territory, but big ambitions. Singapore's first Prime Minister, Lee Kuan Yew, could not hold back his tears when announcing this decision. For a long time, he had believed that staying together with Malaysia was the right path, but history was written differently. So how did Singapore emerge from this difficult situation and in a short time become one of the world's most successful countries? Let's look at that together in the next part. When Singapore became independent in 1965, it was not as rich as it is today. It had no natural resources, little land, and unemployment was high. The future looked very uncertain. But in just a few decades, Singapore turned into one of the most successful countries in the world. Behind this success stood strong leadership. Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew and his team chose a very simple but strict plan: to reduce corruption to a minimum, to strengthen law and order, and to attract foreign investment into the country. Their goal was to turn Singapore into a small but reliable and stable state. Singapore based its development not on large factories and cheap labor, but on a smart economy. The country became an international trade hub. A strong seaport and airport were built, and the banking and financial sector developed rapidly. Because transparent rules, low corruption, and a safe environment were offered to companies, the world's largest corporations began investing in Singapore. The government quickly realized that Singapore's greatest asset was its people. Therefore, large investments were made in education, schools and universities were strengthened, and young people were directed towards technology, science, and engineering. A well-educated population became the foundation of a strong and competitive economy. Today, Singapore's reputation as a clean and safe country is no coincidence. Thanks to strict laws, fines, and tight control, the streets are kept clean, the crime rate is very low, and public transport works in an orderly and punctual way. All of this creates a comfortable and secure living environment for both local residents and tourists. Thus, Singapore transformed from a small island with limited resources into a successful country known as the Pearl of Asia in a short time. Thanks to smart governance, strong education, and strict rule of law, although Singapore is a small city-state, the number of places to see here is really high. Let's briefly look at the places that every tourist coming to the city must definitely visit. One of Singapore's most famous landmarks is Marina Bay Sands. 3 skyscrapers with a magnificent ship-shaped structure built on top have become a symbol of the city. From here, it is possible to watch a breathtaking panorama of Singapore. Around it, the Marina Bay waterfront, illuminated fountain shows and night views attract tourists. Gardens by the bay, located near Marina Bay, feels almost like a place from the future. Here, there are giant artificial trees and large greenhouses. In the evening, the light show on these trees covers the park in a magical atmosphere. Another famous symbol of Singapore is the Merlion statue. This statue, with a lion's head and a fish's tail, symbolizes the city's past as a fishing port and its name, the Lion City. The Merlion is one of the places where tourists take the most photos. For those who love entertainment and the sea, Sentosa Island is an ideal choice. Here you can find beautiful beaches, various attractions, the Universal Studios theme park, and family recreation areas. Sentosa is a perfect holiday island for both children and adults. Singapore is also a multicultural city. Chinatown stands out with Chinese culture, temples, and street food. Little India creates a different atmosphere with its colorful buildings, Hindu temples, and the smell of spices. Kampong Glam, on the other hand, carries traces of Malay and Arab culture, and is especially notable for the Sultan Mosque with its golden dome. These neighborhoods clearly show how Singapore manages to keep different cultures living together. For nature and animal lovers, Singapore Zoo and Night Safari offer an unforgettable experience. Here, animals are kept in a more natural environment, and the night safari tours are especially popular among tourists. Singapore is famous around the world not only for its skyscrapers, but also for its cuisine. Here, Chinese, Malay, Indian, and other cuisines blend together to create a very rich and fascinating world of flavors. One of the most popular places to eat in Singapore is the large food courts called hawker centers. In an open or indoor area, there are dozens of small stalls, each selling different dishes. Both locals and tourists can find delicious food at reasonable prices here. One of the best-known dishes of Singaporean cuisine is Hainanese chicken rice, boiled or steamed chicken, rice cooked in a special broth, and served together with sauces. Although it looks simple, when prepared correctly, it is very tasty and is considered Singapore's national dish. For those who love seafood, chili crab and black pepper crab have a special place. These crab dishes, cooked in a spicy tomato-based sauce or prepared with black pepper, are very popular among both locals and tourists. Noodle dishes are also an inseparable part of Singaporean cuisine. The noodle dish called laksa, served in a spicy soup with coconut milk, is an ideal choice especially for those who love spicy and strongly seasoned food. With the influence of Indian cuisine, roti prata, and various curry dishes, and with the influence of Malay cuisine, Fragrant rice dishes such as nasi lemak are very popular in Singapore. All these dishes once again show the country's multicultural structure. For those who love sweets, icy desserts such as ice kacang and cendol offer both a refreshing effect in the hot climate and interesting tastes. Singapore's cuisine is, in fact, a mirror of its history and cultural diversity. When visiting this city, it is important not only to see the attractions, but also to discover the foods that must be tasted